Alright, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're back again with another YouTube video. So today I decided I'm just going to take a few minutes to talk about what's going on with the Jidion, Kayla, Skeeter Jean, EDP situation going on. So there's a lot to cover to the buildup of this. If you guys have not been on the Reddit, haven't been watching my previous videos, haven't been watching other YouTubers' videos because it became pretty mainstream. Basically, EDP was caught again flirting with a 15-year-old girl, that girl being Kayla Hoskins, who I actually end up getting on for a somewhat of an interview. It was more of a just hang out and talk and talk about the situation. But basically, she gave out a lot of proof and evidence in her video saying that EDP actually contacted her first and all this stuff. And you know, a lot of people were calling her a clout chaser. Whatever, you know what, I already talked about that. That's not what we're going to get into. But basically, the thing we're going to get into is we found out that actually Jidion ended up confronting EDP as dialysis center in Vegas, and the information he got was from Kayla, because Kayla actually knew Jidion, or was at least in his Discord, and was actually able to get a hold of his managers and his Discord moderators, and was able to transfer him a lot of the evidence, in which he and Skeeter Jean got on a plane, flew to Vegas, and confronted him in front of his dialysis center. And that's kind of what we knew. And then Jidion decided to hype it up a bunch on his Instagram, saying, look, we actually did do this. We might as well talk about it now.
So you guys know it's not CGI.
It's going to be released soon, you know, and then it turns out that he's just not fucking releasing it. He's just decided to hop on stream multiple times and say, yeah, I'm not releasing it.
An EDP vid. I don't know how many times I got to say this, you know, but I'm going to just assume that you guys weren't here for it, but I'm not dropping the EDP vid. It's not coming anytime soon. You're never going to get it. Unless Skeet drops it.
I'm not releasing it. This is the fucking second time he's phased rugged us when it comes to EDP. The first time was when he was supposed to interview him 3-4 months ago, and EDP last minute, I will give him that, EDP last minute did say that he wanted money, in which Jidion's like, I'm not fucking paying this guy, I'm not paying this pedophile, even though in my personal opinion, paying him versus just giving him a bunch of clout and attention on the internet are pretty much both evils. That's my huge issue with Jidion, is he tries to dabble his hand in EDP content and content about pedophiles, but he doesn't understand the fact that you have to take a couple hits to talk about this kind of stuff. If you're going to do a video on EDP and try to interview him, unfortunately, you're going to have to pay him. He's not going to do it for free. And the fact that Jidion thought EDP was going to do it for free is a complete miscalculation on him and his team's issues and his manager's issue, which, by the way, we're going to get into his manager, because his manager is a piece of shit. But basically, yeah, so I guess, you know, EDP flanked out, and then he's like, look, Sneeko, if you want to pay him to get him in the interview, do it. Sneeko's like, my Cash App isn't working. He's like, look, I'm not paying him. If someone else wants to pay him, that's fine. Which, again, it's like, what the fuck, dude? What's the difference between you paying him and someone else? You know, you're not going to take the moral hit, I guess. But basically, the whole live stream was a complete botch, and then he ended up leaving the live stream on for a while on YouTube, saying EDP 445 interview, even though he didn't fucking interview him, and I called him out in my previous video on my previous channel about the fact that he left the VOD up saying that he interviewed EDP, even though he clearly didn't. But anyways, the reason why that's also connected is because that's how EDP found Kayla, was Jidion. And I didn't think about this before until Kayla brought it up. Jidion literally got EDP into his Discord to talk about stuff filled with minors. A lot of Jidion's fans are minors. So he ended up inviting this predator into his Discord filled with minors, and that's how EDP actually got a hold of Kayla. And even Jidion brings it up, like, really weirdly in the Penguin Zero thing, where he's like, yeah, I kind of alley-ooped EDP.
The girl was in my Discord, and that's how he found her. And he messaged her because she had all of her social media in her Discord stuff. So you could say I, like, low-key threw an alley to him. Sadly, you know, if he would have just asked me, you know, I would have put him on with someone around his age. But
it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, you kind of did. Like, you literally invited him into a fucking Discord filled with minors. You know what I mean? Can we talk about that for a second? Because even Kayla brings it up, how weird that was. You know, so that's actually how EDP found Kayla, and then Kayla was able to actually get a hold of the managers and was able to send him a bunch of stuff. And I didn't know about this previously either, because I assumed that when she realized she was being groomed, she sent all the information back, and then she stopped talking to EDP. Apparently, Jidion's manager actually told her to keep talking to EDP, and that's where the huge issue comes in. That's when I'm like, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? If Jidion's manager was actually a decent human being, he would have been like, okay, cool. Stop talking to him, block him, we're going to take the information and we're going to go confront him. That's it. He shouldn't have not have told her to keep talking to EDP. That is genuinely so fucked up, and I cannot, defend that at all. You know what I mean? I was under the impression that Jidion just took the information and went, but it turns out that Jidion's manager actually told her to keep talking. That's when you start putting content in front of actual people being harmed. And that's when I'm not okay with it. I'm fine with people doing content on EDP, but as soon as you start putting real life people in harm's way to do the content, that's when I'm not about it. And that's what pisses me off. And then on top of that, now he's literally saying how he's not even going to fucking release the footage and how he's pushing it on Skeeter. He said, look, guys, if you want to see it, Skeeter Gene has the option to upload it. Skeeter Gene can upload it. You know what I mean? And obviously some of Jidion's defense is going to be the fact that he's scared to get his channel strike down, because that is a possibility. Even though YouTube themselves said it's fine as long as police are present, and apparently the police were present at one point. But basically he's scared that he's going to get his channel taken down. He's scared that he's going to take a morality hit for uploading this. Get caught and found out about how actually terribly he handled this situation. A lot of people are like, especially me, were like, this actually might work. This might actually work. This might actually do something. But it turns out that it actually could ruin the court case. Before I was like, it's a little iffy, but I mean, it's content, but it's a little iffy. Apparently this actually footage and him actually confronting EDP could actually dismiss the court case. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a crazy situation. So he fucking hyped it up, and then now he's realizing, maybe I shouldn't release it. Maybe that isn't a good idea. You know what I mean? And now, to fucking try to backtrack and try to stop people from hating on him, he's doing like Bible study now. And don't get me wrong, I'm religious. I understand it. I get it. But the fact that to use religion to try to get away from backlash is insane. So instead of people going to his channel right now and calling him a fraud and calling him out for who he is, and calling his manager a complete fucking piece of shit for allowing Kayla to keep talking to him, instead he's got people saying, oh, thanks for following Jesus, thanks for doing this. And then Kayla even brought this up. The motherfucker promotes Raw Dog merch as he's talking about religion and following Jesus Christ and stuff like that. Like, you can't make this shit up. And I hate people who use religion in order to get away from controversy, in order to try to make themselves look good. It's like they're completely fine with following religion as long as it's like, making themselves look good. You know what I mean? Isn't Jidion also the same guy who's going to be betting on the Logan Paul fight? Isn't like gambling a huge no-no in religion? But anyways, yeah, so a huge L on Jidion. I don't know if the footage is actually ever going to be released. It possibly could be released by Skeeter Gene, but the fact is they're also going to want to monetize it, because this video is obviously going to blow up. I'm for one, I do want to see the footage, obviously, but if it's going to affect the court case, if they actually release it, even though I think it already has fucked the court case, the fact that they even went and confronted EDP, but if it's like I will genuinely want to see it, but if it's going to fuck with the court case, don't release it. You know what I mean? But then don't fucking hype it up for the last fucking month. And then all of a sudden now Kayla's getting a lot of the shit pushed on her. You know what I mean? And she doesn't deserve all the people coming to her and fucking shit talking her about Jidion's fuck up. A grown man who should have a handle on the situation. But anyways, that's all I really want to talk about. Huge L on Jidion. I think this situation has gone completely out of control from when I first talked about it. But yeah, anyways, if you guys like the video, leave a like, subscribe, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.